All right, have soaring prices gotten your attention yet?
The national average for a gallon of gas has gone up 10 days in a row, and we've set a new record for the 10th straight day. Most analysts expect prices to keep climbing. At least one analyst with J.P. Morgan says a national average of $6 a gallon is possible.
Now, meanwhile, to make a bad situation worse, we actually may be facing a shortage of truckers soon. The owner-operators are facing what's called an existential crisis due to the skyrocketing cost of diesel fuel. And food prices? Forget about it. The Bloomberg headline today caught my eye. Chicken wings for $34? Pent-up inflation driving food costs even higher. Consumer prices of food were up 9.4% in April compared to prices from last April. It's the biggest gain since 1981. Holy smokes. It's now time to ask this question. At both a global and a national level, is the economic chaos unfolding right before our eyes the result of incompetence or careful planning? Now, Ted Cruz believes this is all purposeful.
Joe Biden believes if gas is $5 a gallon or $6 a gallon or $10 a gallon, that if he imposes enough pain, that eventually everyone will have this epiphany and get rid of that truck or get rid of that minivan, and everyone will go buy an electric car.
The angle does not disagree. Of course, Biden is plenty ignorant, we know that, and his cabinet is woefully unqualified, we know that. But the headwinds that Americans are now facing in almost every aspect of our lives cannot be an accident. None of this was predestined. Now, the Biden team chose to cancel oil leases, to stop Keystone, ramp up all those regulations. They greenlit a proxy war against Russia that threw tens of billions of military aid to Ukraine. Oh, yeah, we can afford that. They paid people not to work even after vaccines were available. Of course, they bailed out the blue states that refused to open with Biden's so-called Recovery Act as well. They allowed millions of migrants, we're paying for that, through the southern border. They're ceding U.S. authority to international bureaucracies. And to this day, they refuse to stop scaring Americans about COVID. Oh, for good measure, they're even threatening free speech. Hate speech, of course, is anything they disagree with. Now, I could go on, but these policies are all designed to make you poorer and make you more dependent on the government. Force you to stop driving so much, stop attending school board meetings, domestic terrorist you, stop posting all your views online. No, 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 dangerous. It's all geared toward limiting your freedom and limiting your expectations. So in the globalist mindset, America has no right to be any wealthier, any freer, or any happier than countries in, let's say, Africa or Middle East, Europe. Then candidate Barack Obama was pretty explicit. I was on the radio back then when this happened about this whole American reset idea back in 2008.
We can't drive our SUVs and, eat as much as we want and keep our homes on, 72 degrees at all times, and then just expect that every other country is going to say, okay.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Bleep other countries. That was my reaction when I first heard that all those years ago, 14 years ago. And they're always quick to downplay the idea of American greatness.
I believe in American exceptionalism, just as I suspect that the Brits believe in British exceptionalism and the Greeks believe in Greek exceptionalism.
In other words, we're no more exceptional than any other country out there. Then a few years later, his energy secretary slipped on the issue of gas prices, telling the Wall Street Journal, somehow we have to figure out how to boost the price of gasoline to the levels in Europe. Tried to recant that later on, but sorry, we have the actual quote. Now, they've always liked Europe better than the United States anyway. We embarrass them. Especially when they're at their fancy global meetings and conferences, Americans really embarrass them. And speaking of, the rich and powerful from big government, big tech, big pharma, big banks, and big entertainment are descending on the picturesque mountain town of Davos, Switzerland this weekend for the World Economic Forum. You weren't invited? Their motto there, by the way, is always committed to improving the state of the world. Arriving on private jets with bogus carbon offsets, They plot and plan their big ideas for tackling big problems.
We have really to continue and even amplify our measures in relation to climate change.
To address the deep-rooted inequalities in the labor market.
We need a new social contract, and it needs to be inclusive.
Re-establish trust in our ability to shape our common future in collective and constructive ways.
That last man was Klaus Schwab. You know, he is the man in charge at Davos, and he's famous for pushing the global reset of capitalism, which the Biden folks are fully on board with. But they, of course, call it something different.
Us are going to be living in a new normal, whether that means wearing a mask, working in shifts.
What we have to do is to design a new normal.
I hope the new normal also includes a real strong corporate memory of what pandemics can do, so we don't just go on when we get this under control.
That was Fauci at Davos earlier this year, by the way. Now, this year's Davos theme is history at a turning point, with the goal of rebuilding societal trust through multilateral agreements supposedly crucial to a global recovery. So all next week, folks like John Kerry and Al Gore, oh boy, talk about gas bags, will sit on panels opining on all the ways that the nation state, that old thing, you know, the country thing, which they think has failed, that should give way to globalism, pure and simple. The attendees are overwhelmingly well-heeled. Now, many are millionaires, billionaires, nothing wrong with that, but they maybe feel like less icky about how they made their money by going to Davos. So their connection to Davos allows them to kind of play humanitarian for a weekend. Comedian and YouTuber Russell Brand had an interesting take on the crowd.
If you want to improve the state of the world, don't invite the people that are most responsible for ruining the thing in the first place. These are the people that are causing the bloody problem.
The fact is, Brand is right, and Schwab, in a way, is right about one thing. History is at a turning point. Globalization is showing its true outcomes, isn't it? China's getting richer, we're getting poorer. And meanwhile, the supply chain, that's broken. The expert class is failing, speaking of Fauci, from lockdowns to vaccine mandates. The people who are responsible for all of that, they should have frankly put in jail at this point. We now know they were people that we were supposed to trust, but now we see they were just political hacks all along. Top government officials, they're not on Team USA. People like Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, who used to be Fed chair, she denied the obvious that inflation was coming, and now she wants to use her failure as an excuse to lift tariffs on China. Think about that for a moment. So yes, we are at a turning point. We'll either remain a free and independent America, or we're going to spend the next few decades being pushed around, locked down, and ordered around by people you wouldn't trust to mow your lawn. They offer you nothing but misery and shared scarcity. Let's remember Jimmy Carter, because he took it kind of that same platform to the country in 1980, and he lost spectacularly. But now, all those years later, in 2022, the Democrats and their globalist pals abroad are trying to convince us again that more government control and less freedom is actually a good thing for us and the planet. Good luck with that, kids. And that's The Angle.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.